And welcome to the Wolfszeit channel. Today with a very special topic. Indeed very special. It's all about the new players in Mortal Online 2. Often you have the problem when you're going to the real world and leaving Haven that you can only have 3 gold with you, and that is not enough. And I also made a lot of farming videos where I look at the time efficiency, at what time you're getting what amount of gold. And I made a graveyard farming video, and this was the least preferred method because you don't get a lot of money there. But if you, for example, use the carcass that you get from the Walking Dead and butcher that and selling the bone tissues on the free market, then you can make a lot of profit. Because lazy veteran players like me, for example, I like to go endgame dungeons. I like to going endgame, doing endgame stuff and not farming stuff on the graveyard. But for example, when I want to level up my armor skills for some armor and stuff, then I need bone tissues to craft these armor types, for example. And when I'm too lazy, I'm going to the broker and seeing, oh, there's bone tissues there. If it costs 5 gold, 10 gold or 15 gold, I don't care, because I need to buy 5 or 6 or 7 of these to get my armor skill to 100. I don't care how much it costs, more or less, because I have other money printing methods. But that is mostly involving a huge guild, a huge alliance and huge stuff to print money. And not everyone can do that, but what new players can do to get very, very huge amounts of money very short. So here, just for example, this was a 1 hour effort. So I farmed 55 minutes on the graveyard for the bone tissues and stuff, and I sold all of that, and also the last 5 minutes I used from that hour to get all the stuff into the broker and sell it. And I subtracted already the broker fees from that. So this is the real money you get from 1 hour at the graveyard. It's so sure it also depends on the bone tissue prices of your current location. But in most towns, bone tissues are pretty expensive because no one likes to farm that, and especially not veteran players. So I started my journey at the bank, of course, and the main thing here is it also depends on how many people are on the graveyard. So it could depend on how fast you can get your money. The interesting thing is, if you just, for example, have a lot of people on the graveyard and a lot of people are just collecting the heads of the walkers, then you can gather all the bone tissues, all the carcass of the Walking Deads, and then you can make bone tissues out of that, and that is actually more worth than the head. But most people don't understand that, and they don't know that, of course. But you can make a lot of money just by collecting bone tissues, carcass. So you're going on a graveyard that is full of people, and you're the only one with your horse or whatever stuff you're using to transport the stuff, walking around and gathering the Walking Dead carcass, and everyone will look at you like, what the fuck, is this guy crazy or what? Because they sell all their shit to the NPC vendor and not to other players, and that is the whole point of an MMORPG. And especially in Mortal Online, of course, if you would farm the whole day, like 12, 16 hours and stuff, of course you can't sell so much bone tissues that the price will drop, of course. But from the time efficiency, it's like if you do this once a week or twice a week or stuff like this, then and the other videos I made, for example, if you combine that with the taming video I made, and if you do that for an hour, if you do the taming thing for an hour, and each 3 days, you will have the most money time efficient way to make money. Besides of running endgame content and endgame dungeons and mining Tephra and stuff like this. This is something for other video. But for solo players, especially for solo players, this is awesome. Or for very small guilds, very small groups, this is an awesome way to make money. And selling the stuff and get it on the broker is also very fast. I mean, you only need 2 minutes for that. Of course, you need to check the prices first, that you're maybe the cheapest one, that you get it out fast, depending on if you use this method a lot of times, or if you just do it once a week or stuff, then you can don't need to undercut the prices or stuff. But if you're really desperate and you really need a lot of money, you can go down with the prices. But normally the prices are pretty high. It also depends on your location, as I said before. And of course you need all the skills first, but if you are on the graveyard, even if you're a new player, you're on the graveyard, you just farm a few walkers, you can drive up the skills to 100 very, very easily. Just by a few hours on the graveyard. But a much more interesting result is how much do we get for 1 minute of effort. So basically, if you break it down completely, it's the most efficient money method ever tested. Of course, videos will come with the more high-end stuff as well. But to get the basics right, 2.3 gold per minute is even more than the taming stuff. And the taming stuff was also very, very high. Of course, it also depends on the prices of the bone tissues and stuff. But even if the prices are halved, it's still very, very good. And of course, you can't do this 24/7, but at least if you don't have so much playtime like I have, for example, and if you're a solo player or you are alone and you want to have gold for books, for mage books, for whatever stuff. Of course, if you are a mage and you're farming on the graveyard, then it's maybe not so efficient. But if you are at a graveyard where a lot of people are farming and you are a mage, this is perfect because you don't need to fight the walkers. You can just pick up the carcass. So I would say it's around 2.3 gold per minute. Or you can also use the bone tissues yourself. I mean you can use the bone tissues yourself, and it's also awesome if you level up your armor skills, if you level up your weapon crafting skills and stuff like this. Or you can sell it to a few guildmates much cheaper, that they can level up their skills. But I personally wouldn't vendor all this stuff, because then it would be not worth it. If you just vendor this to the NPC, then it's not worth it. Then collecting heads is more worth it than this. And what I can say in conclusion is, you also don't need very high-end equipment there on the graveyard, of course. You can go with shitty equipment or not even equipped at all. But if you bring your horse with you or a pet that carries the stuff, then it's important that this pet has armor on, because sometimes these walkers, these walking deads, will come to your pet and attack that. And of course, if you have a very low level pet, then it's dead pretty soon. So always have also a few bandages with you that you can heal your pet, that you can bandage your pet. If you don't know how this works, stand in front of your pet, look at your pet and make right click on the bandage. Then you bandage your pet. It also has a little risk, because not all graveyards are so good protected like the Tinderum graveyard. So if you are, for example, at the Fabernum graveyard and stuff like this, I mean, there are often a lot of people who will kill you there, who will annoy you, who will steal your stuff and stuff like this. So it is very dependent on the location as well. So yeah, in conclusion, I would recommend this to new players. It is one of the best methods for really the best, one of the best methods for new players to get money in the game. To start out, to get a foothold in the game. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe, would be really awesome, by the way. And yeah, share this video with all your new players you knew. If you have something new in the guild, maybe it helps them, maybe not. So special thanks to all the supporters, of course: Carmel, Professor Lucare, Ronus, Patanax, Colombo, Giovanni Vargas, Real Matt Bush, Mip, Greta, you, and all the others, of course. And don't forget to make your graveyard hard. I mean party yard, every party yard. See you all next time. Goodbye.